Hello, my name is Emily Zerby, and I'm a senior sales engineer here at FullStory. I work with teams every day that are looking to improve their digital presence. Now, we're all quite aware that a smooth digital customer experience is often the difference between success and failure for a business. And the first step toward building that experience is understanding who your customers are, what they want, and how to provide them with what they need. Full Story's goal is to get you there with our digital experience intelligence platform, which delivers a retroactive view of how people interact with your website or app and connects customer interactions to those metrics that really matter. And in the process, we're uniting teams from product and UX to engineering and support with a comprehensive data set and a robust platform of tools to reach that goal together. But we know that quantitative data isn't enough. Creating a perfect digital experience for your customers means knowing what is and isn't working and really why. Full Story combines that quantitative insight of product analytics with picture perfect session replay for complete context that helps you answer questions, understand issues, and uncover customer opportunities. Now, with Full Story deployed, we're capturing and indexing 100% of all user sessions across your digital experience. That means every click, every page load, even copy and paste is captured without any tagging or customization. This is a fundamental shift from what you may be used to with the tag and wait approach of traditional analytics. With Full Story, you have access to 100% of data retroactively, meaning you can dig into any hypothesis you want at any point in time. Given that we're a data-first company, this means that we're also inherently privacy-first. Privacy of your customer data is a shared responsibility. Full Story provides you with the tools to easily exclude sensitive customer information from ever crossing the wire. Now, all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our platform here. Now, we're hopping into the interface of the Full Story platform into our segments page, which is how we build out our cohorts of users. So right now we are met with a top-down view of our data set. Our starting point by default is everyone in the past 30 days who's had any engagement with our platform. And we can easily modify this segment to begin cohorting into that population of end users that we want to get more insights on. Now, as we form these cohorts, Full Story enables us to garner immediate insights from these out-of-the-box data visualization cards that you see on the page. These are going to help you fluidly move between aggregate data and the individuals that comprise it. All of the information here is auto-aggregated, auto-surfaced, and begins to present a high-level image of the engagement with our platform. Cards are going to show you insights like common refers, trends in the number of customers who match the segment, the percentage of people who reach certain steps in a funnel, and the performance of URL parameters. So let's say I'm on the marketing team here, and I want to understand how folks coming in from the fruit influencer campaign have performed in my conversion funnel. So I can start by adding this campaign to my search, which dynamically updates the rest of the cards and the search results on the page. And ultimately, now I can see that I have a view of everyone in the past 30 days who came in from the fruit influencer campaign. So now I can save this segment so that I can later analyze it in my funnel on my cart conversion. Now, while there is a little something for everyone in our analytics cards that we just took a look at, dashboards here are going to give you a way to curate your view of the data based on what KPIs or metrics matter most to you and your team. Dashboards are custom visualizations that use your Full Story data and are composed of individual metric cards, like you see on the page here, that allow you to slice and dice this data in any way that you need to in order to hone in on the most important details of your experience. Whatever the focus is of a given dashboard, you can quickly see the aggregate numbers and drill into the user interactions that form that metric. Dashboards can help teams answer questions like, which of my products are top sellers? What percentage of users are on mobile devices? Do our customers encounter fewer bugs as we iterate or more bugs? You can create as many custom dashboards as you like, and this gives your teams the freedom to model the data in meaningful ways and monitor those trends over time. Now, Full Story isn't just capturing and indexing every single user interaction. We also take measures to uniquely identify points of frustration that customers face. Now, one example of this, if I just clear out my results again, and we'll cruise down to explore rage clicks. Now, rage clicks, which as all of us as inherently digital junkies that we are these days, we can relate to this experience pretty easily, right? You're shopping on a site, you click on a button, nothing happens. Now, as the rage intensifies here, as you're clicking on this element, so do those clicks, and you hope that anything might change. Full Story is going to capture in on that frustration and categorize it as a point of friction. And as we start to see that correlation between the element and maybe the amount of clicks on that content or the amount of users who are having that same experience, we're able to choose to dig in here to understand what this means a little bit better in order to maybe take action and get ahead of this becoming a bigger issue. So I will go ahead and add the rage click on the purchase element to my search results to understand how these 8 users in the past month have experienced this on the site. Now, I've got a curated session playlist that represents this population or cohort of users who have all had the same experience. And I can choose any one of these sessions to then jump in and understand what has happened. Now, Full Story is recreating that view that your users see in their browsers by faithfully reconstructing all of the captured events exactly as they occurred during that experience. So what feels like we're watching a YouTube video here is actually a high fidelity recreation of every single user interaction during that entire session. Now, engineering and support teams love that they have access to automatic bug replication. It saves them hours every week on the game of telephone between hearing about a bug and actually being able to track it down. So if another member of our team happens to catch something like this that's very interesting, a rage click or some kind of error, this means that we're able to jump in and drop a note. This is essentially like a sticky note. At this point in the session, leave a little note. And when I drop this into the session, this has a shared URL attached to it. So I can share this URL with anybody in the organization. I can also, with a one-click integration, have this integrate out with something like Trello, Product Board, Jira, or Slack, so that I can get this in front of the people who need to see it and might be able to address this issue more quickly. So it allows your teams to get to this information more quickly than they would be able to otherwise without something like Full Story. Now, this point of friction, as you may have noticed, happened right at the end of my most critical funnel in my e-commerce platform. So how can I take a step out of this singular experience and understand the health of this funnel at large? So we'll take a jump back out to our main page. And now we're going to hop on into our funnels here. Now we know that funnels can be defined in a number of ways, and they're often industry specific. So here at Full Story, we think of funnels in the broadest sense possible. A funnel is simply a series of actions that you want an end user to take, or a series of locations, maybe URLs, in your digital property that you want end users to visit. If you work in SaaS and have a subscription-based model, then maybe it's something like sign up for a free trial. If you're in e-commerce, like our example here today, that might be something as simple as buy something. So the key takeaway here should be that funnels are meant to be specific to your business and should reflect meaningful moments in the relationship between your end users and your business. So what we can do with our funnel analysis tool here is we can begin to understand how many users have started off in this funnel. What's the actual conversion rate? We see 19% conversion rate in this funnel here, and a median time to convert of 24 seconds. We can also note that we can see the trend as opposed to the previous 30 days based on the time frame that we're looking at. We can also hover over each of these bars that indicate each step in this funnel to understand how many folks are actually making it through each step and what's the drop-off rate. We see an 11% drop-off from step 1 to 2, and something as sharp as a 58% drop-off between steps 4 and 5. I can also apply additional logic to this funnel to begin to compare different properties. One thing that we might do is, like we talked about earlier, for our folks that came in from the Fruit Influencer campaign, I can apply that segment of users across the same funnel and see how those users are actually moving through that conversion funnel. Now, it looks like my Fruit Influencer shoppers are not quite making it all the way. So maybe my efforts from a campaign perspective are not going as planned. Now, I can clear this information and also choose to apply properties that FullStory is automatically capturing for us. Like maybe we want to see how users are faring in this funnel depending upon the device that they're coming from. We can see that we've got desktop and mobile broken down here. And it looks like our folks on the mobile experience are maybe having an easier time getting through each of the funnels based on what we see. Now, we're always going to be marrying back our qualitative insights, that session replay, to the numbers that we're breaking down for you in any of the experiences. So if we want to understand folks who made it almost all the way to the end but didn't complete step 5, FullStory allows us to break down a session playlist of exactly that set of users so that we can jump in and start to understand what's the correlation between these experiences that these users are having. Now, you've heard a lot today about how FullStory captures the entirety of your digital experience data, but what if we could also analyze it for you in a way that could help you identify and prioritize opportunities for improvement? Our conversions product, which we can get to very easily by hitting what we like to call the easy button here to analyze this funnel one step further, is going to do the heavy lifting for you. It's going to give you all the answers you need to move fast and take definitive action to improve your business. Now, we do this by providing an analysis on the top friction points that prevent end users from being able to complete this set of steps or converting in your prescribed funnel, essentially. And this gives teams the ability to make data-backed arguments on why the top issue should be prioritized. So we can drill down into the number of users who have experienced the friction, how many are actually failing to convert, and how this actually is going to impact your business over the long run. Conversions really enables your organization with the opportunity to act more proactively when issues begin to rise instead of reactively. Now, with all of our talk around analyzing our critical funnels, we also know that many times this user experience isn't quite this linear. We can't assume to predict every path our users might take leading up to something like a conversion or completing a task that we built out for them. But being able to understand these kind of user cow paths that highlight the true user behavior is really critical in understanding what could be impacting conversions outside of the prescribed funnel. So Journeys is going to show us the true nature of our user's experience. And all we simply have to do is provide FullStory with a starting point or an ending point that we want analysis from or leading up to. So in our example, we want to know what actions customers actually took from our market page. So we'll select a viewed page from the list, provide our market page, and we'll explore this journey. Now, FullStory is going to provide us every step in this journey that has been taken, starting from the visit to the market page. So where we might expect folks to then go to the cart page after they've done their shopping, some might go all the way back to the home page. So being able to hone in on that experience and understand why users are maybe taking a step backwards is going to give us more insight into how to more deeply connect and empathize with users to ultimately iterate on our product one step closer to that perfect digital experience. So that's really our goal here at the end of the day at FullStory, and I hope that you enjoyed walking through the product tour with me today. Thank you so much for your time.